I've seen people wait their entire lives and not see a thing for their patience. I'm waiting, still waiting.
Fix this rap. Well, yo, tonight we're about to go. Well, I'm about to go and just kind of explore. That's the goal. So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna explore. I'm not gonna actually explore. I'm gonna go to a neighborhood. I'm gonna go to a bar neighborhood that I've never been to. I'm not feeling too much good energy today, so I feel like I just need to get out. I've been cooped up, kind of. Well, not cooped up. I've been like, the last few days, I've just been overthinking things. So I believe I should just kind of get out of here, and that's the goal. So I'm gonna go enjoy the city. It's still light out. I forgot to charge my battery. I think I'm gonna get an Android, because then I can get replaceable extra batteries and replace them myself. But I'm about to head out. I'm gonna take a grab bike. I still don't have something secure to strap this camera on, or else I would take you on a bike ride. But when I'm on the bikes, when I sit on the back of a bike, like that one, that might be my guy, I'm holding on for life. I won't even lie. I'm actually holding on for life, trying to act real nonchalant, like it ain't bothering me. But that's what I'm doing. You won't see the whole thing. I'm just gonna save the batteries and connect with you all once I get to that neighborhood.
They say be patient. I'm waiting, still waiting.
All right, boom. So it's a Saturday night. This is where we're at. It's a more like fancy type area, but this is where Pew Pew's having this record label out here, Pew Pew. They have they throw parties every weekend, and tonight they're throwing a block party with live performers and all that, man. So basically, I won't even do too much talking, man. Just come vibe with me tonight, you know, and catch a glimpse of tonight's event, of how it goes down. All right, let's get it. Man, still jogging, you know what I mean? What's this sinkhole right here?
Crossing the street, looking both ways, crossing the street.
So now I'm just here solo. They have cheaper beers here, so I got one beer, Tiger beer for 33,000.
Music playing when the B-roll is going from side to side.
See you at the next spot. Cheers. We out here. It's the Mandem right here, bro. I mean, let's go.
Covering the music with my own voice because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Don't want a copyright, not a copyright strike. Don't want a copyright. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know I'm knowing my A, B, C, W. Next time, will you not?
Wait till right here, Stannis. What's got the madness? There's no bandit. Creating criminal condition. He was just a fucking savage. Take it as a warning, cause the next time he might vanish. Fuck your favorite rapper, I'm your new favorite rapper. In my Jizzy drink shit, looking for a wife that can never turn her into a big napper. In return, you no matter. Because you a big slacker, she return you no matter.
around, dancing, 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 dancing. Everybody is dancing here. Everybody is dancing there.
I feel like everyone hates me. And anyone who lives like me understands this. You leave the place and you're like, yo, I did all right. I mingled with people, but you think everyone hates you. And I'm just gonna go home because I don't know, I feel depressed. Anyway, see y'all later.
All right. So I've been traveling for a year and a half. Been in Asia. And I've been diagnosed with bipolar. Some people may know from my stories. I'm open about it and I share my experience and I share ways that I cope with it, healthy ways. In Asia, you have access to the fruits and the vegetables and the vitamins you need at like 75% off what you would pay back home in Canada or America. Health is easy to access out here. There's a lot of meat everywhere, but if you want, you could easily get a vegetarian option. You just have to look. And often the vegetarian option is cheaper than the meat option. What you eat really affects your mind because it affects your gut, and your gut is another brain. But you have to watch what you eat to deal with your mental health. That's number one. Number two is stay away from things that will help you trigger, because it's like a weird catch-22. When you're feeling this way, catch-22, you get drawn to alcohol, to anything that will alter your mind, and you don't realize why, but it's only happening because inside your brain is drowning from the sadness and it just wants to stay afloat, and the way to do it is to change things. Being bipolar is a chemical imbalance in your mind, but it's also a lack of certain vitamins. Meds are for some people. Some people need it. For me, it didn't work. It made things worse. And I think there's a natural way to deal with things. I don't want to be dependent on meds forever. Back home, before I left, I was taking 12 grams of inositol, which is a vitamin B, mixed with 3 grams of organic fish oil, omega-3s. When you combine those two, it works as metformin. It works to level your blood sugars if you have any issues. It helps you with the chemical imbalance in your mind and actually takes away your crazy thinking. And I know this because when I was trying it, I can feel it. It wouldn't take time to build up. You take it, and that day you would automatically feel better. People that have bipolar know, or a lot of people with different mental health issues know that we overthink. The overthinking stops. The guilt stops. Being triggered over small things that happen stop. And you deal with those triggers like a normal human. So the issue is here, it's been very hard to find. So I have a different form of it. I can't get the high dose, but I have a different form of it. And I only have small doses, and they're in little pills. But there's other things that keep the pill together, so I don't want to take too much. It's all natural, but I don't need anything else. Because there's a lot of natural medicines and vitamins that you can't take too much of, because if you do, it'll build up in your system. And inositol won't. It leaves every day. Anything extra, you pee out. Urination for the nation. Another thing is the triggers of drinking. So when you're in the sun, you come from a cold place, it feels like you just want to get a drink. And it's okay. You know, I could have one drink. I'm okay. I'm not depressed after one drink. But the problem is social anxiety that comes with being bipolar. My entire life, people that know, whenever I go to shows, I used to get so wasted. And I'd get wasted because I had social anxiety. I couldn't hang around all these people without being wasted, because if I was sober, I'd be all weird in a corner and I'd want to leave. It's too much energies unless I'm wasted around people. And it would be hard for me to do anything. There were some years when I decided to just show up to the venue really late, right before I'm about to go on stage. So I show up sober, I get on stage, I perform, and I leave. And those shows have been my best shows. I have the most breath control. I remember all of my lyrics, and I have the entire memory of that night in my mind, and I can see it and remember it and retain it. I've toured around the world so many times. I've had over 13 tours in Europe, 2 in Colombia, 1 in India, and we also went to Korea and China before for a big tour for 3 months with my group, Babylon Warchild. And there's so many memories I don't have because I was too drunk. And there's so many times that I reacted to people in a negative way. When you're drunk and bipolar, it affects your mind in a whole different way. It alters you in a whole different way. And you go from fun version of you, like, yeah, I just had a few drinks, I'm fun now, to that one more drink where you're just either knocked out or a belligerent asshole. I quit cigarettes many, many years ago. 5 years ago, I quit cigarettes. And when I came back here, after a while, I'd be out in venues and we're drinking. After the third or fourth drink, I'm just like, let me just have one cigarette. I'm not buying packs, so I'm proud of that. But I'm still smoking cigarettes when I drink. I don't drink every day, which is good. But being bipolar and going out and having social anxiety, it's all meshed in together. I went out last night, and when I went out, it was fun in the beginning. And I don't know why I went out. I went out because I felt like I needed to. And then I walked by a place and I see this record label people that I know here called Pew Pew Records, and they're having an event. The place was rammed on the outside. So I went there. I got a drink. Then I started talking to people because I was there. And then 2 seconds later, I stopped. And I just felt like everyone hates me. That's the weirdest feeling I get, but it's the feeling that everyone hates me. So I leave. I go to the liquor store. I go to the corner store and I get a bottle. I put it in my bag. Instead of paying $150,000 a drink, I just bought a whole bottle for $55,000. Great idea, but bad idea. Because I'm there by myself. So I drank that whole bottle by myself. It's a mini Mickey, but still. It was Hanoi vodka, grimy vodka, you know? So now I'm mingling with everyone. I'm Twist, I'm mingling. The show starts. I'm on it. You'll probably hear me in the camera. I'm just wilding out. I'm having such a great time until I'm not. Because just like that, over. All of a sudden, I'm having such a good time, and then I feel like I zoomed out and I see everything from a bird's eye view. I'm no longer in my body. And it looks like everybody there hates me, which is not the case because I didn't do anything. I've asked close friends of mine because I'm not shy or embarrassed about these things. So I'll ask these questions that people are shy to ask because I really want to know. Like, yo, I feel like everyone hated me there. It's like, bro, everyone loves you. Relax, you know? But that's the feeling I get all the time when I go out, that everyone hates me. So I'm drinking to feel okay, to be able to hang out longer. Then the night's done and I feel like everyone hates me. I leave without saying bye. And I come home and I'm just sad and I'm missing my friends and I'm missing Sky and I'm missing my daughter. I'm missing my family, my nieces, and I'm just crying. And I'm like, why am I a mess crying? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I decide to go to sleep. And then I wake up this morning and I'm so depressed. And back then I wouldn't know why I was so depressed in the mornings. But now I know because I don't drink every day. So not drinking every day like a fish. In the past year and a half, I'd say, I'd had the most sober days I've ever had consecutively. So I can feel all of my emotions completely. I can feel, because the past 5 years I've been basically sober with moments when I drink. I go out and I drink, right? But back home, I was going out and I was taking Blue Lotus. So I wouldn't have to chug anything. I'd take a bottle of Blue Lotus and I'd drink Blue Lotus and calm down Blue Lotus tea while people are drinking. And I'd go smoke a joint. I'd be good. I will talk about that too. Smoking joints feel good for a moment because it's habitual. But now that I've been basically sober as much as I can consecutively, I can feel what happens to me when I alter my mind. So when I have smoke a joint out here, within 10 minutes, I feel dark. I feel a dark cloud over me. Bad thoughts come in my head. I start worrying about everybody in my life that I care about. And I started noticing, I'm like, yo, weed is bad for me. You know what I mean? Weed is bad for me. So I got a bag of Blue Lotus again and a herbal blend that Sky made for me. And I'm going to use that blend again. I used that blend back in the day to quit cigarettes. I'm going to use that blend right now. And I'm going to start doing it every day. I'm going to bring that wherever I go and I'm going to roll Blue Lotus and natural spices and herbs. Okay? Instead of smoking joints with people. And instead of drinking, I have a bottle that I got, a reusable bottle. I'm going to make some Blue Lotus tea, you know what I mean, which will calm me down. And I will bring that Blue Lotus tea out with me. And when that Blue Lotus tea is done, in the beginning, that might be my symbol to leave. And eventually I'll try to stay out longer while I'm not drinking. But that's going to be my next goal. The next video you see me going out, I'm going to be sober and I will document that. And I'll let you know how long I can stay. But I'm going to do it little by little. The first time I'm going to stay for 2 hours, maybe an hour. then 2 hours, then 4, then 8, then 12, then 34, then 16, 76 hours. I'm going to rave. Eventually, I'm going to rave just sober. Last night I went out. I had a great time while I had a really hard time. I had moments of greatness and fun, and then I have moments of insecurity and feeling little and tiny and hated. Another difficult thing about traveling with bipolar is the liquor is so cheap and accessible. So when you go somewhere, it's easy to buy a bottle of liquor for $2.50 Canadian. You know, it's accessible. Just like the natural fruits are. So it's up to you what choices you make. So it's up to me. Just because that's accessible, so are a bunch of fruits, and so is Blue Lotus, right? So it's up to me what choices I make. Another hard thing is, if you're struggling with bipolar when you travel, is consistency. So not having consistency and not having some sort of stability or routine is really hard for someone bipolar. We need to know what's happening. Someone's like, yo, we're going to link up next week. I'm like, all right, where are we going and what time? I know it's a week from now, but don't give me a thumbs up, because now I'm anxious and I'm going to probably not meet you and probably just leave you and not even check your messages anymore. Instead, when I ask you where we're going next week, give me an address so I can Google map it and find out how long it'll take, how much it'll cost. For some reason, that helps me. Because there's so many factors for me going out that like stress me out. It makes it hard for me to leave. That those little things, if I can control, and I can control, like, all right, this is the time I'm going to leave that day. I can control that. This is how much it's going to cost to get there, how long it'll take to get back home. I can control that. And the prices, let me know the prices. How much is it to get into the spot? Things like that. You know what I mean? And without knowing the spots, it's hard, because like we need that stability in our mind, you know? So that's what I've been doing, man. Just figuring out the pros and cons while you're living with bipolar, while traveling abroad, really traveling abroad with no place called home, you know, and it gets hard. So choose healthier foods, avoid saturated fats and unhealthy food. Get a vegetarian dish instead of a pork dish for sure. Even chicken dish, get a vegetarian dish. Eat a bunch of beautiful fruits. Every morning, try a brand new fruit. Eat a new fruit every day. When you're going out, make choices. If you have to keep going out and the only way for you to enjoy yourself is to not be yourself, then maybe you reevaluate that, because is it really worth it the next day for you? Because while everyone goes back home and they're going to recover, you as a bipolar person, it's going to take you 3 days to recover. And that 3 days might push you into a downward spiral. So make wise choices, find the reasons that you have to drink, and find the root causes of it. I've been thinking about that this morning. I woke up really sad, and then I got less sad because I know why I'm sad. And I forced myself to come down and speak to you all about it. So living and traveling with bipolar is really difficult. There's a lot of blessings. The blessings are that I can be around sunshine, which helps me so much. I can be around the options of getting cheap and affordable, healthy food, fresh fruits, vitamins, and veggies. I'm hypersensitive. But I get overloaded with all this noise. And so there's no place without noise. It's loud, right? So that affects me at times. Even though I like it, it's really weird. I love that energy, but it's also too much. So I only like it if I can control it. Like, all right, I'm going to go outside right now for 20 minutes, and then I'm coming right back in. I had enough, but I soaked in the energy, the amount of that energy that I like. Two, exactly that. Like, be mindful of your decisions. Just because everything is affordable, more affordable than it is back home, doesn't mean you should buy it. And use this time to love yourself. Use this time to figure out who you are, to love yourself, to be like, I'm blessed. I'm in a part of the world where they're not arguing about, oh, brown people leave, black people are this, white people are that. I'm in a part of the world where all the problems you guys think that the world has, that's because the Western world and the citizens of the Western world are very self-centered. And we think, look at our problems. No, that's your social media and that's your problem. Because Bali doesn't have that problem. Thailand doesn't share your problems. Vietnam definitely doesn't share any of your problems. They have their own autonomy. They live their own life. They don't care about your politics. They don't care about your racism. They don't care about your sexism. I'm in a place like Vietnam where the women are respected, treated very well. And
you can see that in the way that they feel safe even when you walk down the street, even if it's in the middle of the night and you see an older lady or a younger girl and, you know, they look at you and you look back at them. They're not clutching their purse. They actually smile. You can see a smile in their eyes, whether they have a mask on or not. You can see them smiling at you, and it's genuine. And that all happens because they feel safe here. And I'm not speaking for them. I'm just speaking from my observations. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but from my observations as a man, that's all I can do. And the stories I hear from people is I can just assess from the experience that I can see back home compared to here. You know, and out of all the Asian countries I've been to be honest, Vietnam does it right. They treat their elders with respect. The family structure is very tight. They love their daughters and their sons. They push education on them, work ethic on them. Love is something they have, and they're very kind, giving, and helpful people. And it's a beautiful place. All right? So traveling with bipolar won't be easy, but doing nothing and sitting at home with bipolar will also not be easy. I'm going to go get some fruits. Transition.